I think we'll probably get the first base.
I think we'll probably go with Hunter Wilson tomorrow. Been working out at it the last couple of days and doing a good job. Give him a shot.
Bonfield or Lee, that'd be the DH.
I'm going to start leaning on the older guys. End of the season, time for the older guys to kind of take the team and run with it. Already talked to him about it a little bit, so I'll go with Bonnie.
Any update on Cronin? Do you feel better?
Yeah, a little update on Cronin. He's available to pitch on Sunday. That's the date I was given about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and that's the date I was given again yesterday.
I think the other day you said, you know if it's, you can get one inning, one batter. Kind of, how do you feel about how much he could do?
Probably still feel the same way, and that we'll just have to. If he's in the game on Sunday, then we'll just kind of watch the way he throws, and like everybody should be able to tell if he's either got it or if he's fading. So it could be 3 hitters, it could be 6 hitters, it could be 1 hitter. We'll just see what happens.
When you look at the home record that you guys have and the quality of competition you played this year,
yeah, we play good at home. We've won at home, even some games we maybe didn't deserve to win. Somehow we found a way to come back and win. You think about the Sunday game against Alabama. We probably didn't deserve to win it, but we hit our way back into it, ended up winning it. It was a great win. And the crowds have been good. The weather hadn't been great. I think if we would have had, a better temperatures this spring, then we might have set some records here with attendance. But the crowds when they're here, they've helped us.
There's familiarity of being in your own locker room, your own bed, but it seems like there's probably some familiarity knowing your field.
Yeah, I mean it all plays into it, but it's we're talking about home field right now. We've done well. We need to do better on the road, obviously, and we have one more road series that we can prove ourselves against one of the best teams in the country. So just try to get through Friday and this weekend, and then we'll start getting after that. The guys are done with finals. You can just tell by talking to them down there, and they're just so relieved that they're just ready to focus in on baseball for the next hopefully 6-7 weeks. So we'll see.
You touched on this the other day too, but yeah, how good is it to just have it strictly baseball now?
Well, it's just it's a different feel. These guys, example, we're practicing at 11 o'clock. We got early work. They're all here. Some of them have already lifted weights this morning because there was some time slots there, and it just frees them up, mentally, and they don't have to worry, and just kind of almost like going back to being a kid again in the summer. You're kind of carefree, and let's go play ball.
I guess you're honoring the seniors on Saturday.
Yeah, seniors. Saturday.
What's that like for you as a coach? How emotional is that for you?
Well, it's just gratifying more than anything because these kids are graduating, and whether they play another day of baseball when the season's over, they got what they came here to do. And even though when some of these guys first get here, they're thinking, I'll play three years and sign a pro contract, and we want them to all want to play pro ball and hopefully play in the big leagues. But realistically, the percentages aren't with them there, and they need to get that degree. And we're always talking about it, and how it opens up a lot of doors. So just proud of them, and looking forward to the next batch graduating. And there's a couple that will graduate in the summer. There's many more that are going to graduate next year.
When you look at Bonfield and Shaddy, 4- and 5-year seniors, what have they meant to this program in their time here?
Well, you look at those guys and you start thinking about how many games they've been involved in and all the travel and the trips, and just been around, been through a lot of good players. There's a lot of wins there. Those guys have, they're probably, 160 wins, somewhere in there, maybe a little less, hopefully a little more. That's a lot of wins for this level for individuals.
I guess you picked Arkansas over A&M back in the day. Do you get a little extra fired up to play the Aggies?
Not really. When I coached at Nebraska, we played them all the time. And I don't like I say it every year. I really don't like coaching against Rob and Will and Justin. I have a lot of it. Those two assistants played for me at Nebraska and helped us get to Omaha 2 years in a row. You know, so it's just really it's business. It's business when we play them. We just play. So I don't get any more fired up really about any team. I just want to hopefully win a series and move on. To be honest with you.
Given they coach for you or play for you, you see any similarities between teams when you play them every year?
Yeah, I see similarities. Yeah, I mean they think they've got me figured out too. So you know, you'll see them pitch out certain times because maybe there's a tendency to hit and run on those counts over the years, and so usually I won't, just to see if they will. And there's a lot of that going on, but you know, bottom line, I think we just know each other pretty good. It's like anybody else, and while you're around, you kind of learn how they do things. And but you know, the players change, and some years you got a team that can run, some years you got a team that can pitch, hit. A lot of times you don't have them that can do it all, so you coach the teams a little bit differently.
What do you expect to see out of the Texas A&M hitting?
Well, they're aggressive. You know, if you look at their numbers, they've hit a lot of doubles, and they've been very successful when they've run, steal bases. They've only been thrown out 3 times all year, but they've only attempted 41 steals. I think 38 for 41, which is pretty amazing. I think in league play they're 23 out of 24. So they just pick and choose their times, and that's kind of the way we do it. We're not a big speed team. That's not our emphasis. Try not to run ourselves out of a big inning or a chance to hit a 2-run homer. But we run in the right counts, and they'll lay down a bunt or two. They've got some guys that can bunt. You know, I don't know. You know, just watching them on TV, watching them on video. They have a really strong pitching staff, and it's very deep. You know, their team ERA is the best in the league. Everybody thinks Florida is so deep, but I think A&M has the deepest pitching staff. 3 good starters. They pitched Kolick on Sunday, and last year he was their Friday starter. You know, Kilkenny will go the first game, the lefty will go the second game, and you know, they've got 2 or 3 top relievers. They kept the left-handed reliever that's now a senior, turned down the draft, and came back. So, you know, they're the team. If they get you, you know, they feel like if they could keep it close or tied or have a lead going into the 6th or 7th, they feel pretty good about their chances.
I guess as far as your rotation goes, Blaine and Casey, and then Sunday TBA, or?
No, we've announced Campbell, I think.
Okay.
As far as I remember, you know, because we have flipped and flopped it a lot, you know, TBA, but Campbell threw really good for about 3.5, 4 innings last weekend, and then, you know, they got a little rally going at the end of the order. I think they had a leadoff single by the 8-hole hitter, 9-hole hitter, and had to go through those guys. I think it might have been the 3rd time, and they got him. So, you know, it'll be a situation, and depending on where we're at with our pitching, you know, what's the, you know, just a lot of things. You know, we might have a little shorter leash on Campbell if we have pitching available.